Hello everyone, welcome to Study IQ. In this video, I will bring to you the banking awareness for the month of July. This is set 3 in English language. Let's start the video. Now, almost 90% of the July banking awareness I have covered in parts 1 and part 2. And I have covered all the RBI circulars also for the entire month. But there were some leftover questions that I will cover in this part. So it will be a very short video, I believe around 30-35 minutes. And I will teach you some leftover questions because I don't want to take any chance in the coming exams, right? So let us start the video. There is a scheme called TEAM scheme, Trade Enablement and Marketing Scheme. It has been launched with an outlay of 277 crore rupees by the Ministry of MSME. You can see the MSME Minister, Mr. Jitan Ram Majhi here. Now, why this scheme has been launched? Trade Enablement and Marketing, as the name says, we want to enable the micro and the small enterprises to sell their products on e-commerce, that is ONDC. ONDC was launched in 2021 by DPIIT, Ministry of Commerce. So ONDC is the government owned e-commerce platform of India, and we want to train the MSMEs, especially the micro and the small enterprises. So in MSME, we have the micro, small and medium enterprises. In this scheme, TEAM scheme, we are not targeting the medium enterprises, but only the micro and the small ones. So this scheme will be implemented by which organization? This is a scheme that has been started by the Ministry of MSME, but it will be implemented by NSIC, National Small Industries Corporation. Now what is NSIC? NSIC is an organization that is headquartered in New Delhi. This organization was set up in 1955, and the job of the organization is to promote the growth of the MSME enterprises in India. In fact, this organization works under the Ministry of MSME only, right? So this organization will be implementing this scheme. It will be implementing this scheme, and this scheme will run from when to when? So this is a scheme that will run from 2024 all the way till 2027. So this is a scheme which has been started for 3 years. Now those MSMEs, here my medium we are not targeting, so let's just use the word MSE. Those micro and small enterprises which will be benefited, they should be registered on the Udyam portal, which is a portal of the Ministry of MSME. So one requirement is that you have to register yourself on the Udyam portal. And how many micro and small enterprises will be benefited in this scheme, the TEAM scheme? So 5 lakh. They are targeting 5 lakh MSEs to benefit from the scheme in the 3 years. And how will they train them to sell their products on e-commerce platforms? So they will organize 150 e-commerce workshops in the tier 2, tier 3 cities, etc. And by the way, another important thing, this scheme, that is the TEAM scheme, is a part of the RAMP scheme. RAMP is a scheme which was started by the Ministry of MSME, raising and augmenting MSME performance. And RAMP scheme is funded by the World Bank. So TEAM scheme is nothing but a part of the RAMP, overall RAMP scheme. Now here I would also like to tell you that there is a campaign launched called Yashashwini campaign. Yashashwini campaign has been launched by the Ministry of MSME, and what they want to do is they want to support 1 lakh women entrepreneurs in the small cities. So how will they help them? They will help them in 2 things. 1, skill development, and 2nd, capacity building. 1 lakh women entrepreneurs. Here essentially women entrepreneurs means those women who own the MSMEs. So Yashashwini campaign will help in capacity building and skill development of women-owned micro enterprises and give them necessary support and assistance. Department of Commerce has extended the interest equalization scheme for the pre and post shipment rupee export credit for MSME exporters till 31st of August. This scheme is implemented by which organization? Very important question, again a question on government scheme. This is a scheme that is implemented by the Reserve Bank of India. Implementing agency is the RBI, and RBI implements it through the public sector banks, through the private banks, right? Because public sector banks and private banks, they disburse the loans which the MSME exporters require under this scheme. And if they ask who monitors the scheme, so this scheme is monitored by DGFT and RBI together, Directorate General of Foreign Trade, which works under the Ministry of Commerce. So it is implemented by RBI, but it is monitored by DGFT and RBI together. Now, what is this scheme? Interest equalization scheme. So this is a scheme that was started on 1st of April 2015, and this is basically to provide loan or export credit to the MSME exporters, right? And the MSME exporters, they get 3% interest subvention or interest subsidy. So whatever is the interest they have to pay, 3% less they have to pay. And also in this scheme, the public sector banks or the private banks, they have a interest limit also. And what is that? Repo rate plus 4%. So any bank cannot charge you, if you are a MSME exporter and if you are taking loan from a bank, they cannot charge you more than repo rate plus 4%. So currently repo rate is 6.5% plus 4%. So they cannot charge you more than 10.5%. More than 10.5%. Now, how much is the total outlay for the scheme? It is 750 crore rupees. And as I said, 3% is the interest subvention given to the MSME exporters. Now, can one MSME exporter take unlimited benefit of 3%? No, there is a cap of 1.66 crore. 1.66 crore is the cap. 1.66 crore is the cap which one MSME exporter can take. This is the maximum benefit that they can take. Okay, 1.66 crore. And is there any limit is there any limit? Is there any fund limit? Yes, there is a fund limit also. So how much loan can you take? Well, for one import export code, as I said, the maximum benefit is 1.66 crore and maximum loan that you can take is 10 crore per annum. In 1 year, you can take 10 crore loan. What is import export code? So every importer and exporter of India is given a unique 10-digit alphanumeric code, which is called IEC or import export code. It is a 10-digit alphanumeric code. 10-digit alphanumeric code. So that is all you need to know for this scheme, right? And it has been extended for 2 more months. It will now run till 31st of August 2024. Union Minister for Agriculture and Farmer Welfare has launched a blog site which is meant to serve as a digital platform to showcase the voice of the Indian farmers. What is the name of this platform? It is called Krishi Katha platform. What is the meaning of this? See, farmers, they have a lot to say, but they don't know where to write it. So farmers, they can share their experiences, their insights, their success stories. Farmers can share best practices of agriculture, etc. So this is a platform. It will act as a voice for the Indian farmers, and one farmer will be able to share his experiences and knowledge and his unique stories with others. So it's a comprehensive and immersive storytelling platform which will be used by the Indian farmers, right? Now, another very important thing which has been launched recently. Now, there is a scheme called Agriculture Infrastructure Fund Scheme. So if you are a farmer of India and if you want to develop some agriculture infrastructure like cold storage or any processing plant or any infrastructure, you can take a loan under the Agriculture Infrastructure Fund Scheme. This is a scheme which was launched in 2020 and it will run all the way till 31st March 2026. Government has put how much money into this agriculture infrastructure fund? 1 lakh crore. Government has put 1 lakh crore funding in this fund. So how does it help the farmers? Well, if you are a farmer and if you want to create any agriculture infrastructure, then you can take a loan which can be maximum 2 crore. So up to 2 crore of loan you can take for a period of maximum 7 years and you will get 3% interest subvention. So whatever is the interest rate that the banks are charging, you have to pay 3% less, right? 3% less. And this 3%, banks will not lose this money because this 3% will be paid to the banks by the Ministry of Agriculture, by the Government of India. So Agriculture Infrastructure Fund. Now look, this 3% benefit that the farmers will get in the interest, there has to be a web portal. There has to be a web portal that can process this subsidy, right? So there is a web portal that has been launched for faster bank settlements of interest subvention claims under the Agriculture Infrastructure Fund, right? And this portal, this web portal for enabling this 3% interest subvention claim is developed by NABARD and Department of Agriculture and Farmer Welfare, which works under the Ministry of Agriculture and Farmer Welfare. So this web portal has been created to settle for ensuring the settlement of the interest subvention claims under the Agriculture Infrastructure Fund Scheme. Agriculture Infrastructure Fund Scheme. Also, let me tell you, the farmers of India, they have recently got the 17th installment overall of PM Kisan Scheme. In PM Kisan Scheme, in 1 year, 3 installments are given of 2000 rupees each. So total 6000 rupees is given to the farmers. And this is a scheme that started in 2019 on 24th of February. Pradhan Mantri Kisan Samman Nidhi Yojana. And since the scheme has been started, this was the 17th installment which has been released recently. As per recently released India 100 2024 ranking, which of the following company has been ranked as India's most valuable brand with a value of $28.6 billion? Now look, this is not a list of the revenue wise. Obviously, revenue wise, Reliance will be number one. This talks about the value of the brand. Brand value is very different from the revenue. So brand value of Tata Group is the highest. The brand value is around $28.6 billion. Second biggest brand of India in terms of brand value is Infosys. Then we have HDFC Bank. Then we have LIC. Reliance is at 5th position. State Bank of India is at 6th position. Airtel is at 7th position. HCL Technology at 8th position. Larsen Toubro is 9th and Mahindra Group is at 10th position. So these are the top 10 most valuable brands in India. Recently, which company has secured sustainability linked bond worth 650 crore from International Finance Corporation, becoming the first Indian REIT to issue such bonds? What is REIT? So you must have heard about mutual funds. What mutual funds do? They collect money from different people. So these are different people. There are lakhs of people. They will collect money from them and they will pool the money, and then they will invest it into bonds or stocks, depending on what type of mutual fund it is. It can be equity mutual fund. If it is an equity mutual fund, it will invest it into stocks or shares. If it is a debt mutual fund, it will invest it into the bonds, right? Similarly, in REIT, what is REIT? Again, REIT is very similar to mutual fund. The only difference is that they will collect money from different people, but the money that is collected, they will invest it into the real estate. They will not invest it in stocks or shares or bonds or debentures. No, they will only invest in real estate. That is why it is called Real Estate Investment Trust. Now, there is a company which is called Mindspace. It is a real estate investment trust. It wanted money, so it issued some bonds so that people or organizations can invest in them, and 650 crore has been invested by International Finance Corporation. Now, International Finance Corporation is a part of the World Bank Group. It is a part of the World Bank Group, and they have said that in these bonds, the coupon rate will be 7.94% per annum, and 7 year will be the maturity period. So you can redeem them on 24th of June 2031. And what are sustainability linked bonds? See, in sustainability linked bond, you are given an assurance of a minimum interest rate, but if you are able to achieve your environmental, social and governance objectives, sustainability objectives, then you will be given a higher interest rate. So it is a performance-based instrument. It allows the issuers to achieve better sustainability outcomes while getting the benefits from discounted interest rates on the bond. So that is what it is about. So let us move on now. Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation, MOSPI, they have launched an online platform providing real-time data to the planners, policymakers, students, researchers, general public, whoever needs it. What is the name of this portal? This portal is called e-Sankhiki portal. So the word Sankhiki is a Hindi word which means statistics. So technically it is called e-Statistics portal. You can call it e-Sankhiki portal. And the Ministry of Statistics releases a lot of data. So it releases data on national accounts, statistics, and CPI. It releases index of industrial production. It releases annual survey of industries. It releases a lot of data. All of data you can access on e-Sankhiki portal. Let me tell you, on 29th of June, we recently celebrated National Statistics Day. This day we have been celebrating since 2007, and it is the birthday of Professor P.C. Mahalanobis. P.C. Mahalanobis, the great statistician from India. And what was the theme of the Statistics Day? Use of data for decision making. Use of data for decision making. This was the theme of the National Statistics Day, and we have been celebrating it since 2007 on 29th of June every year. As per recently released Global Livability Index, Vienna, which is the capital of Austria, is the most livable city in the world for 3rd year in a row. This index is released by which organization? This index is released by Economist Intelligence Unit, which operates from London. The answer is Economist Intelligence Unit. No Indian city is there in top 10 livable cities. You can see, so there are 173 cities which they judged. The least livable city in the world is Damascus, which is the capital of Syria. So you can see the most livable city is Vienna, second is Copenhagen, capital of Denmark, and third is Zurich, which is a city in Switzerland. Zurich city also has the headquarters of FIFA. right? So these are the most livable cities in the entire world. And how did they determine the livability quotient? Well, livability quotient is based on 5 categories. So there is stability, healthcare, and culture and environment, education, and infrastructure. And then there is a combined score. So you can see 98.4 was the score of Vienna out of 100. Out of 100. Okay. Let us move on. International Monetary Fund, they have given an index recently, which is called Artificial Intelligence Preparedness Index. They have given a dashboard for the same. Which country has topped the index? Now look, this index by International Monetary Fund shows which country is moving quickly to to adopt artificial intelligence. So Singapore is number 1. Here you can see Singapore is number 1, Denmark is number 2, and United States of America is at 3rd position. And India is at 72nd position. And the countries that are least prepared for AI, so out of 174 countries, the last position has been given to the African country, South Sudan. It has been given to South Sudan. Also, let me tell you that International Monetary Fund, they publish 2 times a year a report called Global Financial Stability Report. Global Financial Stability Report. Reserve Bank of India has introduced revised South Asian Association for Regional Cooperation SAARC currency swap framework for 3 years. So you can do a currency swap. If you are a SAARC country, you can do a currency swap with the RBI worth how much? So total amount is 250 billion rupees. Now 1 billion is 100 crore. So 250 billion rupees is 25,000 crore rupees. 25,000 crore rupees. Now this SAARC currency swap facility was introduced by the Reserve Bank of India in November 2012 for the first time. November 2012 for the first time. Right? And what is SAARC? So SAARC is an association. It is a group of 8 countries from South Asia, which is headquartered in Kathmandu in Nepal. And SAARC was created in 1985. So which countries are member of SAARC? You have India, Bhutan, Bangladesh, Afghanistan, Maldives, Nepal, Pakistan, and Sri Lanka. Which of the following international organization has given a loan of 60 million US dollar to Aadhar Housing Finance Limited, which is one of the biggest HFCs in India, housing finance companies in India? How did they give this loan? So Aadhar Housing Finance, they basically issued non-convertible debentures. So debentures are nothing but bonds only. The only difference is that a bond cannot be converted to a stock or a share, whereas debentures, there are 2 types, convertible debentures and non-convertible debenture. So non-convertible debentures, they will remain debenture, they will not be converted to share. On a non-convertible debenture, you get a fixed interest rate, just like bonds. So non-convertible debentures are same as bonds for all practical purposes. Asian Development Bank has given a loan of $60 million to Aadhar Housing Finance Limited. And Aadhar Housing Finance Limited is a housing finance company based in Mumbai. And what will they do with this money? So Aadhar Housing Finance will give it further to poor women in India, the poor women borrowers in 8 states of India. That is what they are targeting. Which organization has given a second round of $1.5 billion to India? The last time they gave $1.5 billion was in June 2023. And what they want is they want India to transition to the low carbon sources of energy. So this is a loan given by the World Bank. They gave $1.5 billion last year and they are giving $1.5 billion this year, so that India can transition to the low carbon energy. Reserve Bank of India has launched an exclusive 2-hour window every month. What will be the name of this window? It is only for the fintech companies. So fintech companies, if they want to get their queries solved, they want clarity, they want to relate any fintech related issues, they can come to the RBI headquarters in Mumbai, right? So what will be this window known as? It will be called FinQuery. It will be called FinQuery. So when can you go? So you can go on the last working Wednesday of every month from 3 to 5 p.m. This is a 2-hour window. Last working Wednesday of every month from 3 to 5 p.m. And you can get your queries solved. Which country has introduced new banknotes with hologram portraits? What is hologram? Hologram is based on 3D holography. So you can see these notes. These are yen currency notes, right? 10,000 yen, 5,000 yen and 1,000 yen. So the answer is Japan. And once you move the note a little bit from left to right, it will appear as if these faces are also moving. So this is 3D holography. So this has been done by Japan. Which state government has launched a scheme called NTR Bharosa Pension Scheme, which will give different amount of pension to different sets of people? Look, in Andhra, the answer is Andhra. So in Andhra, we had a government under Jagan Mohan Reddy. He was the chief minister. His party was called YSR Congress, named after his father, YS Rajashekar Reddy. But now he was defeated in the elections, which happened concurrently with the Lok Sabha elections, the Andhra Vidhan Sabha election or Andhra Legislative Assembly election. Now we have a new government. Telugu Desam party is the ruling party, and NT Ramarao, NTR, is the founder of the Telugu Desam. So Chandrababu Naidu, what he has done, he has renamed lot of schemes, right? So to give you an example, the scheme that I am telling you about, earlier it was known as YSR Pension Kanuka scheme. YSR Pension Kanuka, he has renamed it to Bharosa Pension Scheme, NTR Bharosa Pension Scheme. So how much amount is given in this scheme? Well, if you are an old age person, or if you are a widow, or if you are a weaver, or if you are a toddy tapper. Who is a toddy tapper? See, toddy tapper are those people who climb the coconut trees and they break the coconut for you, but it is a risky profession. So toddy tapper, if you are a fisherman, if you are a single woman, divorced, or your husband has died, or widow, or if you are a cobbler, the guy who makes shoes, transgender, if you are an artist, then earlier you used to get 3,000 per month, but now you will get 4,000 per month. Now if you are a Divyang person, a differently abled person, earlier you get 3,000 under YSR Kanuka, Pension Kanuka, but now in the new scheme, NTR Bharosa, you will get 6,000. If you are a fully disabled person, who is a bedridden person or on wheelchair, earlier you used to get 5,000, but now you will get a massive 15,000 per month. If you suffer from any kidney problem or thalassemia or any chronic disease, earlier you used to get 5,000, but now you will get double, 10,000. So not only the name is changed, but also the amount has been made higher. Who has been appointed as the new chairman of CBDT? This is our income tax department, CBDT. It works under the Department of Revenue, Ministry of Finance. So Ravi Agrawal is the new chairman of CBDT. India has taken a loan of $170 million from which country, on which bank I mean. So from which bank, and this loan will be used to strengthen India's health system preparedness so that we are better prepared for any future pandemics. So it will be used for healthcare surveillance, right? This is a loan given to India by Asian Development Bank, which has 68 members. 49 from them are from Asia Pacific region or Indo-Pacific region. It was set up in 1966. India is the fourth largest shareholder in ADB. State Bank of India has launched an online business loan solution for MSMEs to avail credit against their goods and services tax registered sales invoices of up to 1 lakh. What is the name of this initiative? It is called MSME Sahaj. The word Sahaj is a Hindi word which means instant. Sahaj, instant or quick, fast. So within 15 minutes, you will be able to take a loan. Look, if you are a MSME, if you have any GST registered sales invoice, against it, you can take a loan of up to 1 lakh from MSME Sahaj platform, which has been launched by the State Bank of India. State Bank of India. Ministry of Statistics has launched a 26-member advisory committee on the national account statistics to revise the base year for GDP. This committee will be headed by whom? It will be headed by Bishwanath Goldar. He is a professor and former chairman of the Institute of Economic Growth. So basically, we want to revise the base year for the GDP, right? GDP calculation. What is currently the base year? It is 2011-12. This is the current base year for GDP calculation, but we want to revise it to 2020-21 to factor in the new realities and also to make it more accurate, right? And then the GDP data can be aligned with different other data like WPI, CPI and all that. So Vishwanath Goldar committee has been set up for the same purpose. It's a 26-member committee. Which state government has started a scheme, Mukhyamantri Kisan Samman Nidhi Yojana? So like you have PM Kisan by the Ministry of Agriculture, where farmers get 6,000 rupees every year in 3 tranches. Now you have Mukhyamantri Kisan Samman Nidhi, where you will get 2,000 rupees if you are a farmer every year in 3 tranches of 1,000, 500 and 500. So total 2,000 rupees in Rajasthan. So you can say in Rajasthan, a farmer will now get 8,000 rupees per year, 6,000 by the central government under PM Kisan and 2,000 in 3 tranches of 1,500, 500 from the state government. So this is a scheme by the government of Rajasthan. Which company has introduced India's first generative AI lab in stock broking market? India's first generative AI lab in stock broking market has been launched by a company called BlinkX. And it will use AI technology to streamline the operations and personalize the client experience. Women entrepreneurship platform, and which of the following companies they have launched Seher program, which will empower the women entrepreneurs in India with financial literacy content and business skills. So basically, Women Entrepreneurship Platform is a brainchild of the Niti Aayog, right? This is a very important question. So Niti Aayog started this platform in 2018. For what? For basically doing public-private partnerships. Like for example, now Women Entrepreneurship Platform of the Niti Aayog, they are partnering with TransUnion CIBIL, which you know is a credit information company that gives you the CIBIL score, right? So Women Entrepreneurship Platform is a public-private partnership between the Niti Aayog, and now they are partnering with TransUnion CIBIL, and they will help the women entrepreneurs in India with financial literacy, business skills, how to make their startup large, all these things. All these things they will do, right? Moving on now. Which international organization has partnered with NG Group? Now look, NG Group is a French group, and they will set up a 400 megawatt solar photovoltaic power plant in Gujarat. Where in Gujarat? In Surendranagar district of Gujarat. Surendranagar district of Gujarat. The answer is Asian Development Bank. Asian Development Bank is giving a loan of 1460 crore to the NG Group. And 400 megawatt plant will be built in Surendranagar in Gujarat. Department of Telecom has released the draft rules to operationalize Digital Bharat Nidhi. Digital Bharat Nidhi will replace which fund? So there is a fund called Universal Service Obligation Fund, which was set up in 2003 by the Department of Telecom. And the money in this fund came from telecom operators. You know, telecom companies like Jio, Bharti Airtel, Vodafone, they contributed 5% of their adjusted gross revenue. 5% of their adjusted gross revenue to the Universal Service Obligation Fund. But now you know there is a new Telecom Act that has been enacted by the Government of India. Telecom Act of 2023. There is a Telecom Act of 2023. It will replace the Indian Telegraph Act. Indian Telegraph Act of 1885, which was a 138-year-old act. And Universal Service Obligation Fund that was created in 2003 was created as per the provisions of Indian Telegraph Act. Now, Indian Telegraph Act of 1885 is no more. Therefore, Universal Service Obligation Fund is no more. And the money that was put in Universal Service Obligation Fund was used for expansion of the telecom network in the remote and the rural areas. Ministry of Commerce and Industry, they are targeting $100 billion worth of electronic exports by which year? $100 billion worth of electronic export we are targeting by financial year 30, that is 2029-30, or you can also say 31st March 2030. So how much is our electronic exports right now? So the latest figures are available for financial year 24. In financial year 24, it was $21.9 billion. So we have to make it more than 3 times. More than 3 times. Also, we are targeting $100 billion. In fact, the bulk of the electronic export will be mobile devices, the mobile phones. Mobile phones, we are targeting the sale of $60 billion by again financial year 2030. $60 billion. So out of $100 billion target of electronic export, $60 billion is of mobile exports. And this may be possible. I'll tell you why. Because Apple, you know that they have started producing iPhones in India, and Apple has given a promise to India that 25% of all the iPhones, I repeat, 25% of all the iPhones, 25%, they will manufacture in India by financial year 26. So this is the commitment of India. Now, if Apple starts manufacturing iPhones in India, they will be exported from India to abroad. Therefore, we will be able to meet that target. Now, what is the textile export target of the government of India? Well, currently the textile exports of India, they were $34.43 billion in the financial year 2024. And our target is again $100 billion. So our target is the same for electronic export as well as textile exports. Textile sector exports, we are targeting $100 billion of exports by again financial year 2030. So we need to make it almost 3 times. Similarly, what is the target of pharmaceutical exports? Pharmaceutical exports, well, by financial year 30, we want to make it $55 billion. $55 billion. What about agriculture exports? Agriculture exports in the financial year 24, latest that are available, are approximately $50 billion. And we want to make it how much? So we want to make it $85 billion by financial year 30. $85 billion of agriculture and allied sector exports we are targeting by financial year 30. All these things were given by the government of India. There is a commemorative coin of 100 rupees. It has been released on the 101st birth anniversary of late Jawaharlal Darda. He was associated with which state? Jawaharlal Darda, he was associated with Maharashtra, right? He was a great personality and he was a freedom fighter. He also started the Marathi newspaper Lokmat. He was the founder and the first editor of the Lokmat Media Group. So we are celebrating his 101st anniversary and we have released a 100 rupee coin. 100 rupee coin. Now what is this coin made up of? So this coin is basically 35 gram and circular coin. 45 mm is the diameter of the coin. 45 mm is the diameter of the coin. And I think that's all you need to know, nothing more. You can remember that he set up a college in Yavatmal. He was from Yavatmal in Maharashtra, right? In fact, he started a organization also called Azad Hindu Sena in Yavatmal. He started Azad Hindu Sena in Yavatmal. As per recent information, which of the following organization is joining hands with the Ministry of Electronics and IT to develop AI audit tool aimed at overseeing the corporate India and detecting the frauds? Frauds are detected during auditing, right? Artificial intelligence enabled audit tool will be made by Ministry of Electronics and IT in partnership with ICAI, that is Institute of Chartered Accountants of India. ICAI means Institute of Chartered Accountants of India. And ICAI has already committed 25 crore rupees for the development of AI audit tools. AI audit tool. ICAI was set up on 1st of July 1949. India and Russia, they have agreed to set the trade target to $100 billion by which year? India and Russia, they will have a target of $100 billion of bilateral trade, and this is a target till 2030. In fact, even with UAE, our target of bilateral trade is $100 billion, but the only difference is that with UAE, it is a non-crude oil trade. We will not include petroleum trade in $100 billion. Whereas with Russia, this is overall target. And what was our bilateral trade with Russia? In the financial year 2024, it was $65.6 billion. $65.6 billion, right? So this was the bilateral trade between both the countries. NABARD has celebrated its which foundation day? It was the 43rd foundation day of NABARD, which is All India Finance Institution. And NABARD was set up on 12th of July 1982. NABARD supervises the regional rural banks, but regional rural banks are regulated by the RBI, but supervised by NABARD. NABARD is fully owned by the Ministry of Finance. It is headquartered in Mumbai, and KV Shazi is the chairman of NABARD. And NABARD has recently partnered with Online PSB Loans Limited. It is a company called OPL to promote financial inclusion through the 43 regional rural banks in India. So what NABARD wants is that there are Jan Suraksha schemes. What are Jan Suraksha schemes? So Pradhan Mantri Suraksha Bima Yojana, Pradhan Mantri Jeevan Jyoti Bima Yojana, Atal Pension Yojana, all of these schemes are called Jan Suraksha scheme. For smooth implementation of the Jan Suraksha scheme, there has to be something called as Jan Suraksha portal. And Jan Suraksha portal is a brainchild of Department of Financial Services, which works under the Ministry of Finance. So all the claim settlement, digital enrollment under schemes like Pradhan Mantri Jeevan Jyoti Bima Yojana, Pradhan Mantri Suraksha Bima Yojana, even Atal Pension Yojana will be done on the Jan Suraksha portal by the 43 regional rural bank, and Online PSB Loans Limited company will help NABARD in achieving that goal. Which force of India? Paramilitary force. All these four are paramilitary forces. Paramilitary forces, also known as Centrally Armed Police Forces, which work under the Ministry of Home Affairs. They have partnered with State Bank of India. State Bank of India is giving the money for Grow with the Trees plantation campaign in Srinagar in Jammu Kashmir. Which force am I talking about? I am talking about Border Security Force, which gives us protection on the border with Pakistan and Bangladesh. 16th Finance Commission, they have constituted an advisory council. There are 5 members in the advisory council, and they will advise the 16th Finance Commission about the terms of reference or related subjects. Who will be the convener of the advisory council? You can see in the advisory council, these are the 5 members, but the head or convener will be Poonam Gupta. The answer is Poonam Gupta. She is Poonam Gupta, and she is the Director General of National Council of Applied Economic Research. National Council of Applied Economic Research. The other members are D.K. Srivastav, Neelkanth Mishra, Pranjul Bhandari, and Rahul Bajoria. And Finance Commission was set up under Article 280 of the Constitution of India. and it distributes the taxes which are collected between the central government and the state government. How much should be the allocation of the states? That is the job. And who will be the chairman of the 16th Finance Commission? The first day of the 16th Finance Commission will be 1st of April 2026 and the last day will be 31st of March 2021. So it will have a period of 5 years. And 15th Finance Commission chairman was N.K. Singh. 16th Finance Commission chairman will be Arvind Pangaria. Arvind Pangaria is the former vice president of the Niti Aayog. And recently 16th Finance Commission, they have appointed Manoj Panda as full-time member. Manoj Panda is the former director of the Institute of Economic Growth. Manoj Panda. And who are the other two full-time members of the 16th Finance Commission? So we have Annie George Mathew. She is a full-time member, and even Ajay Narayan Jha, Annie George Mathew, and Manoj Panda. These are the three full-time members of the 16th Finance Commission. And do they have any part-time member also? Yes. Soumya Kanti Ghosh. Soumya Kanti Ghosh is a part-time member of the 16th Finance Commission. By the way, Soumya Kanti Ghosh is the Chief Economic Advisor of the State Bank of India. State Bank of India. Small Industries Development Bank of India, and which of the following company has launched over 140 electric cars for ride-hailing service in Delhi under the Mission 50,000 EV for Eco scheme? The answer is Blue Smart. Blue Smart is a taxi aggregator just like Ola and Uber. The difference is that it employs only electric vehicles. Only electric vehicles, right? So Mission 50K EV for Eco was started by SIDBI in 2023. They want to support the financing of 50,000 electric vehicles, and they will help 140 electric vehicles procurement by the company Blue Smart. According to the recently released Expat Insider 2024 survey for personal finance index category, which of the following country has topped the list of the most affordable countries for expatriates or immigrants? Expatriates are who? So basically the foreign people. The foreign people who are working in other countries, they are called expatriates. So Vietnam is the most affordable country, as you can see. India is the 6th most affordable country. So Vietnam is the most affordable country. If you are a foreign person, you can go and work in Vietnam. It is the most affordable. Colombia is the 2nd most affordable. Indonesia is the 3rd most affordable. Panama 4th, Philippines 5th, and India is 6th in the list. India is 6th. NPCI International Payment Limited. This is the overseas promotion arm of NPCI. It popularizes NPCI products abroad. So it has signed an agreement with the central bank of which country recently to promote QR code based UPI payment? The answer is the Qatar National Bank. And the first central bank with which NIPL did a partnership was the Central Bank of Namibia. Then they partnered with the Central Bank of the South American country Peru. And now they have partnered with the Central Bank of Qatar. So when was this company created, NIPL? So it was created in 2020. 2020, right, as a wholly owned subsidiary of National Payment Corporation of India. Which country will host the meeting of the Loss and Damages Fund? This is a dedicated fund that will give money to the developing countries which have suffered great damage because of droughts, floods, rising sea levels, basically climate driven damage. Loss and Damages Fund, this fund was created during COP27, which happened in Egypt. Which city of Egypt? Sharm el-Sheikh. So COP27 happened in Sharm el-Sheikh city of Egypt. That is where this fund was created. And the purpose of this fund is very simple. We will support those countries. We want to rehabilitate those countries which have suffered a lot of damage. So the meeting will be hosted by Philippines. Philippines is the country that will host the meeting of the Loss and Damages Fund. Which company has got a loan from Deutsche Bank's Gift City branch? Deutsche Bank is a bank which is based in Frankfurt. It is a German bank. So 5-year green loan of 31.96 billion Japanese yen. This is a loan denominated in yen, Japanese currency, given to REC Limited. REC Limited is Rural Electrification Corporation. It is a Maharatna company that works under the Ministry of Power. And this loan will be used by REC Limited to give further green loans in India. And let me tell you, Rural Electrification Corporation has also secured a loan of $1 billion from Asian Development Bank and Export-Import Bank of Korea. When I say Korea, I obviously mean South Korea. And Rural Electrification Corporation, they have recently got a no objection certificate from the RBI to set up a subsidiary in the Gift City. So they are setting up the wholly owned subsidiary in Gift City in Gujarat. And Rural Electrification Corporation also got a loan of 60.536 Japanese yen. When I say Japanese yen, billion, 60 billion Japanese yen from Italian company SACE, which is an Italian export credit agency for again financing the green projects in India. Digital Economy Report has come recently by UNCTAD, United Nations Trade and Development, based in Geneva. And according to the Digital Economy Report, Internet of Things devices, they will surge 2.5 times if you compare 2023 and 2029. How many IoT devices will be there in the world? So there will be 3900 crore or 39 billion IoT devices will be there in the entire world. Now, according to the International Telecommunication Union, the number of people who had access to the internet were 1 billion in the world in 2005. In 2023, there are 5.4 billion people in the world out of 8 billion who have internet. So when internet is increasing, the IoT devices, they will also increase. Securities and Exchange Board of India, they have raised the threshold of basic service demat account from the existing limit of 2 lakh to what? Very nice question. So the limit has been increased from 2 lakh to 10 lakh. The limit has been increased from 2 lakh to 10 lakh. Now, what is the meaning of this question? First of all, you need to understand what is a demat account. Okay. So dematerialized account or demat account, you need to open for buying shares, stocks, for investing in share market. You need to open a demat account. Okay. Now, there is a proper demat account, but in a demat account, the maintenance charges are very high. But SEBI also wants to encourage people who have less income. They don't have a lot of income. So maintenance charges in this basic service demat account is a type of demat account where the maintenance is very less. Okay. So according to the latest circular, these guidelines will come into effect from 1st of September 2024. Now, what is the meaning of this? A basic service demat account, this concept was started by SEBI. This account was started by SEBI in 2012. It was introduced by SEBI in 2012 to reduce the demat charges for investors who have very small portfolios. So if you buy securities up to 4 lakh, you don't have to pay any maintenance charge. Up to 4 lakh means even if it is 4 lakh, there is nil charge. But if it is more than 4 lakh, up to 10 lakh, even if it is 10 lakh. So from 4 lakh, greater than 4 lakh to up to 10 lakh, you have to pay just 100 rupees maintenance fee. That's it. Annual maintenance fee is just 100 rupees. And if it is more than 10 lakh, then obviously it is not a BSD account. In a BSD account, you cannot have more than 10 lakh rupees of security. If you want to buy share, you buy up to 10 lakh, not more than that. Otherwise, regular charges will be levied. Regular AMC, asset management company charges will be there. BSDA benefits you will not get. So this is announcement by SEBI. And SEBI has also launched something called settlement calculator. They have launched a beta version of settlement calculator to enhance the transparency and simplify the process of determining the indicative settlement amount. What is this indicative settlement amount? Well, let's say if there is some company called Zerodha or Grow or some investment company, they have done any violation, they have affected you, that has affected you. So they have done any violation. Then what? Well, then they have to pay you the money. You can calculate the settlement amount using settlement calculator. If it is a first time violation, then minimum 3 lakh rupees penalty they have to pay you. If it is a regular violation, then minimum 7 lakh they have to pay you. Minimum 7 lakh and minimum 3 lakh, right? So if indicative amount, first time settlement amount, it will be 3 lakh and then it will be 7 lakh. First time applicant means what? First time means who has had no prior order or settlement with SEBI. That is called a first time applicant. Which bank has won the Atal Pension Yojana annual award for financial year 24 by PFRDA during the PFE awards for second year in a row? Now here you can get easily very confused. Answer is Bank of India. But now you will say me, sir, you told us in last month's video that Karnataka Vikas Gramin Bank, which is headquartered in Dharwad and which is sponsored by Canara Bank, has got the national award from PFRDA for maximum enrollment under Atal Pension Yojana. See, Atal Pension Yojana, how many people purchased in 1 year? 4.27 lakh. Out of 4.27 lakh, 86,000 or almost 20% were opened by Karnataka Vikas Gramin Bank. Karnataka Vikas Gramin Bank, which is sponsored by Canara Bank, which is headquartered in Dharwad, it is a regional rural bank. Karnataka Vikas Gramin Bank. Gramin Bank says it all, regional rural bank. It got the award for maximum Atal Pension Yojana enrollments by PFRDA. It got the national award. But here the question is different. They are simply asking which bank has won the Atal Pension Yojana annual award for financial year 24 for second year in a row. Now they are not giving the award for maximum enrollments. They are giving the award just for better management or the best performance in APY. So this is Bank of India. Why? Because Bank of India is the sponsor of 3 regional rural banks who have done very well. So there is a Nagpur based Vidarbha Konkan Gramin Bank. Bank of India is the sponsor of that. Nagpur based Vidarbha Konkan Gramin Bank. Then there is a bank in Indore called Madhya Pradesh Gramin Bank, which is headquartered in Indore. And there is a bank called Aryavrat Bank. Aryavrat Bank is headquartered in Lucknow. So for all the 3, the sponsor bank is Bank of India. And that is why it got the award. Now talking of Atal Pension Yojana, Atal Pension Yojana was launched in 2015 by the Ministry of Finance. And it is implemented by PFRDA because it's a pension yojana. Pension schemes are implemented by PFRDA. Your age has to be between 18 to 40 if you want to apply for Atal Pension Yojana. And once you turn 60 years old, you will get a premium that will range anything from 1,000 to 5,000. If you pay more premium, you will get highest. If you pay less premium, least premium. And the pension will be in multiples of 1,000. So you can get 1,000, 2,000 per month, 3,000 per month, 4,000 per month, or 5,000 per month. So the pension ranges from 1,000 to 5,000. As per recent information, which of the following bank and receivables exchange of India, they are launching a pre-shipment financing solution. Pre-shipment financing solution means what? When the MSMEs, they will do some exports. Before they ship, that time they need money. That is called pre-shipment finance. So DBS Bank India, DBS is originally a bank from Singapore. And basically what they are doing is, in partnership with Receivables Exchange of India, they will start a TREDS platform. Now TREDS is Trade Receivables Discounting System. Here MSMEs which have sold some goods, they have some receivables which they need to receive. They can sell these receivables if they need quick cash for some discount. That is called Trade Receivable Discounting System. So that is what they will do. And by the way, Receivable Exchange of India is a joint venture between SIDBI, National Stock Exchange, State Bank of India, ICICI Bank and Yes Bank. It is a joint venture between all the 5. All the 5. On the occasion of 69th Foundation Day, which of the following bank has launched 35 new agricultural centralized processing cells to revamp and mitigate the risk in the agriculture loan portfolio? In the agriculture sector, there can be a lot of non-performing assets. So to minimize those, 35 new agriculture centralized processing cells have been started by State Bank of India. State Bank of India on 1st of July 2024, it celebrated 69th Foundation Day. And on this occasion, a lot of initiatives were launched, right? Now, the origin of SBI, of course, was in 1806. The Bank of Kolkata on 2nd June 1806. It was rebranded as Bank of Bengal in 1809. It got merged. Bank of Bengal, Bank of Bombay, Bank of Madras, they were merged to form Imperial Bank of India in 1921. And then on 1st July 1955, Imperial Bank was nationalized and it became State Bank of India. So State Bank of India was created when? On 1st of July 1955. It celebrated its 69th Foundation Day recently. So what are the things that State Bank of India has launched recently? What are the things that they have launched? So for example, they have launched SBI Surya Ghar Loan. SBI Surya Ghar Loan. So if you want to set up a rooftop solar plant up to 10 kilowatt capacity, you can take a loan digitally from SBI. So that is called SBI Surya Ghar Loan. And they have also started something called Electronic Dealer Financing Scheme. If you are a dealer, so Electronic Dealer Financing Scheme, and they started a project called Project Pratham. So under Project Pratham, SBI launched revamped EDFS scheme. Here, the dealers can take maximum loan of up to 5 crore rupees. 5 crore rupees, right? So that is what also they have started. And State Bank of India, they have opened their second Global NRI Center. Their first NRI Center was opened in Ernakulam in Kerala. Now their second Global NRI Center has been opened in Patiala in Punjab. So that is also something that they have launched. So like that, they have launched multiple things. And Mr. Challa Srinivasullu Shetty from Andhra Pradesh, he has been selected as the 27th chairman of the State Bank of India by Financial Services Institution Bureau. Look, Financial Services Institution Bureau, earlier it was known as Bank Board Bureau. It was set up on 1st of July 2022 by the Government of India. It replaced the Banks Board Bureau, and Bhanu Pratap Sharma is the chairman. Mumbai is the headquarter. But look, it is not like FSIB can take name of anyone and becomes a chairman. No. First, FSIB merely has an advisory role. The appointments are then, they suggest the names to the Appointments Committee of the Cabinet, and then Appointments Committee of the Cabinet gives the final approval. So FSIB suggested the name of C.S. Shetty, that was approved by the Appointments Committee of the Cabinet. LIC, they have re-designated their chairman Siddharth Monty as MD and CEO. So the chairman position is now revoked, or chairman position is completely done away with, or chairman position has been cancelled, or they are not having chairman position now, LIC. Instead, they will have a position of managing director and CEO. Siddharth Monty, who till now was the chairman, from 30th June 2024, he will be the managing director and CEO. And there are 4 managing directors in LIC: M. Jagannath, Tablesh Pandey, Satpal Bhanu, and R.I. Doraiswamy. Reserve Bank, they have appointed Govind Singh as the managing director and CEO of Utkarsh Small Finance Bank, which is based in Varanasi. It was started in 2017. And Paytm Payment Bank, which is based in Noida, they have appointed Arun Kumar Bansal as managing director and CEO. Which company has launched Elevate? It's a revolutionary health insurance product which is powered by AI. It has been launched by ICICI Lombard General Insurance Company Limited. It will provide customized solution for diversified healthcare needs. Which bank has introduced a new safety mechanism called Safety Ring? It's a security mechanism called Safety Ring with its internet banking system and mobile banking system in response to the increasing number of cyber frauds. It has been launched by the Punjab National Bank. What is the meaning of Safety Ring? So a lot of times people have unauthorized access to your account. So somebody breaks in your PNB account. What they can do, if you have done any FD or term deposit, then they can break this FD and they can withdraw the money. Now on your FD, you can set a daily transaction limit. Even if you break your FD before time, that is premature withdrawal, or you break your FD before the maturity date, you still cannot take out money. You can set a limit. You can set a daily transaction limit with respect to your term deposits on online closure, so that if some person has unauthorized access also, then he cannot withdraw more than a certain amount, and therefore you will be saved. Union Bank of India has launched its new branches for high value individuals. High value customers simply mean who are relatively richer, So in the rural and semi-urban markets, Union Premier branches will be opened. These are for the premier customers, slightly HNI type customers in the rural and semi-urban markets. LIC, they have started a project Jeevan Samarth. LIC has 14 lakh LIC agents. 14 lakh agents are there. So LIC has partnered with an American consulting company called A.T. Kearney. This is a very important question, by the way. A.T. Kearney. And LIC will transform the agents, all the agents. They will teach them best practices, global best practices. So they will completely transform the agency ecosystem. This is called Project Samarth. Indiabulls Housing Finance Company, they have changed their name. This is a company based in Mumbai. Now their new name will be Sammaan Capital Limited. And Sammaan Capital Limited, it is registered as a NBFC ICC, that is Investment and Credit Company in the Reserve Bank of India. GST. Now GST came when? On 1st July 2017, and on 1st July 2018 we celebrated the first ever GST day. GST came in India according to the 122nd Amendment Bill and 101st Constitutional Amendment Act of 2016. The concept of GST was proposed by the Kelkar Committee in 2000, and this time the GST day was celebrated on 1st July 2024. What was the theme? Shashakt Vyapar Samagra Vikas. And GST department is also known as CBIC, Central Board of Indirect Tax and Custom, which works under Department of Revenue, Ministry of Finance. Tata Asset Management, Tata Mutual Funds, basically they have launched India's first tourism index fund, where you can invest in 17 tourism companies. ICICI Prudential Mutual Fund, they have introduced India's first exchange traded fund for oil and gas sector. India's first exchange traded fund focused on oil and gas sector. Here you can invest in 15 oil and gas stocks. 4 public sector banks, Canara, including Canara Bank, Indian Bank, Bank of Baroda, and Bank of India, they have given total dividend of 6,481 crore for the financial year 24. Basically, all these banks are owned by the government of India, and in the same share, that is share owned in them by the central government, in the same ratio, they will give the dividend. Dividend is a part of the profit that is distributed among the shareholders. So, how much dividend they gave each? So, maximum was given by Bank of Baroda, 2,514 crore. Then Canara Bank gave 1838 crore, Indian Bank gave 1193 crore, and Bank of India gave 935 crore. So 6481 crore was given by these four public sector banks as a dividend to the government of India. And even Exim Bank, which is a all India finance institution, it gave a dividend of 252 crore to the government of India. That was the video for banking awareness July set 3. I'll see you in set 4. Thank you for watching Study IQ.